This is Breakfast Daily. Now, if you remember our conversation yesterday, we had Nana Berma here, and we spoke about the water challenges in Western region. And one factor that is accounting for this challenge is the fact that the Pratt River is extremely polluted, and so there's a problem with the siltation, the plant, treatment plants, and all. Now, this is as a result of Galamsey. For those of us here at Citi TV and Citi FM, we strongly stand by our request that Galamsey should be banned now. And we say this because of all the other issues coming up, that if we are not careful, if we don't protect our water bodies, in a few years' time, we will not have any clean water or won't have any water at all to treat. And that will mean that we have to now start thinking of imported water. Now, with all these calls for Galamsey to be banned, there are still some people who are calling the bluff of authorities, and they say that they will still go ahead and do illegal mining. Now, one area that people have been to is the Atewa Forest. Now, unfortunately for them, unfortunately for fighters of illegal mining, 10 of these persons have been arrested. We have a report from the Citi newsroom detailing the arrest of these 10 persons. Let's take a look. When we come back, we will have a conversation. Now, we will rather take the CEO of the Chamber of is it communication? Chamber of
is the media
telecommunication, right?
Yes.
And that is
but he's
Dr.
also
Kenneth
the head of the media coalition against Galamsey.
Yeah. So he has been speaking to this, and let's hear him. We'll come back later and then look at the 10 people who have been arrested.
We are not angry enough. The leadership of the Forestry Commission should be held responsible. How did it happen that they did not see that excavator was in there? And they want to pretend as if they've gone to do something. They're hiding evidence. That's what they've done in destroying that. They know who took the equipment in there. And so we need to be holding the chief executive of the Forestry Commission up to the regional officer and then the district officer who is responsible for that. We cannot be accepting this level of incompetence or complicity in this particular fight. This Atewa Forest, we've been telling government that we don't want government to even develop it. How much more we allowing some individuals to get into this place and destroy our heritage, destroy our today and destroy our future. And so the Forestry Commission should be telling us more. What is the number on that particular excavator? Who imported it? Who rented it? The police people who are at those posts that excavator passed, how come they didn't see it?
Yeah, I can understand why he feels the way he does, because this is a problem that affects all of us, and unfortunately it looks like certain people are just sleeping on the job, because we keep talking about this, but we still see people engaged seriously in illegal mining. And so you had Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe there. He's the CEO of the Chamber of Telecommunications, very upset about this whole development, David, and rightly so.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're talking about forest here. We're talking about a forest that is a reserve area. Now, I think that a lot of, there's a reason why we have duty bearers. There's a reason why we have law enforcement. There's a reason why we have people who are in charge of spaces and places, right? Because the ordinary person doesn't understand the importance of a forest to the entire ecosystem, to the entire nation of Ghana. They don't understand the importance. It's not even that they've forgotten, They don't even, there's no clue to their thinking, their worldview. They don't understand what it is. You see, forests act as air purifiers because we know the atmosphere, it soaks up carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and it releases oxygen into the atmosphere. These are trees. That's what the forest is doing, right? It fights against climate change. So you think about it. So when you start to go into forests and to destroy forests, right? You're also, another thing that forests do is that it filters the groundwater that we have. So you think about the levels of damage that is taking place. We talked about water yesterday. groundwater. If you're going to drill boreholes, you're drilling groundwater.
Yes, yes.
Trees filter groundwater and make sure that our waters are clean.
You know, I just love the science lessons you're giving me this morning, okay? But I disagree with you.
On what?
To some extent, when you say that people don't know the importance of forests. I think people know, but people
You think the ordinary person living in
David,
81 knows
listen,
the
David,
importance of this forest?
Look, I think that people know the importance of all these things. Look, I say this because you cannot tell me that, look at the way they are messing up water bodies. I mean, you can't tell me that they don't know the importance of clean water. They don't know the importance of don't destroy the water. But people would just do what they want to do. Look, there are some people know stealing is wrong. They know don't take what does not belong to you. But if nobody is watching, there are some people who would want to test the system. And others will join in because when David did it, nothing happened. Do you get it? We are sitting down, allowing, look at all the people who build on waterways. They deliberately do these things. They know we are not supposed to do this. Look, I think that the people who are even closer to the forest know, because there are these people, some who think that the forests are even sacred. The forest, we don't go in to do certain things.
Yeah, but
you get it?
Yes, okay.
No, so what I'm saying is, because people are sleeping on the jobs, others are also taking advantage. Look, people know that I don't have to litter, but they put it there anyway because they know that, yeah, I put it there, nothing will happen. Oh, don't worry me. People have their own mentality, you know. I know that scientifically people might not know what you're talking about and all, but common sense tell people that you don't have to do A, B, C, and yet that is why they will hide and go and do it. If you strongly believe that what you are doing is right, why are you hiding? Why do you see authorities come in and you run? But I believe that, look, they feel we can destroy farms, we can destroy the forest itself just because certain persons are just greedy. They think that they can, take what belongs to everybody for themselves. And so they are prepared to destroy it. And that is why I find it extremely unfortunate that we are also sitting on. Look, this morning when I was coming to the office, two persons had just, one car driver who had loaded blocks and one taxi driver had just blocked the road. They were just fighting. Look, and all of us had to wait for them to finish. People had actually gotten out of their cars asking, why you are doing this at this time? We need to move. But nothing is happening, you know. And I say this because people know that I will do it and nothing will happen.
Yeah.
And of course, when they decided to move, they did. And we all followed and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from? So if other people are watching, they feel that we can do it. They know they don't have to, but when they do, what happens? Look, when people are arrested, what happens to them? Do we come back with reports on, okay, so this person was arrested 2 months ago for illegal mining. They've been processed to court. They've been jailed. They've been punished. Are we getting the punishment throughout to the end, you know? After the arrest, then what happens? Are they being tried? What happened to them? Are people really deterred? Do they still find themselves back into the community? You know, so you see that, okay, so Firma was arrested yesterday. After 3 days, she's back. She's back to illegal mining.
Yeah.
If you are sitting there, what is your motivation not to go and do it? They are destroying the water bodies. They are destroying the forest. Nothing really is being done. They are arrested. We don't get to know what happens to them. You know, I think that if really people are being punished and all this, let us have these reports. Let's put them out there. Let people know that, look, when you are arrested, this is what is going to happen to serve as deterrent. I know they know that they cannot be touching the forest, but they also feel that, yeah, but I can hide and go and do it and nothing will happen.
Well, we live in a country where we have laws that are made just for, you know, looking good on the books. And so I say that people don't know because, and I'm not talking about people who are in positions of authority and responsibility. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ordinary person who lives in a village somewhere and is cutting trees for firewood. They don't have any understanding of what the repercussions are. But that's why we have the duty bearers. That is why they are there to insist on the laws that we've made. So if we say somewhere is a reserve, it means don't touch it.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean touch 3 or 4, but you can't touch the rest. No, it means don't go there. Don't touch it.
Exactly, because these reserves have been there all these years.
Yes.
Do you get it?
Yes.
Why now?
Yeah. It's the greed. And it's the fact that people can get away with whatever.
Look, I'm sure you've seen Aboboya, you know, these tricycles, you know, drive through principal streets, and the rubbish they are carrying keeps dropping on the road. And they are moving, they are moving. And we are all moving.
And they go past police checkpoints.
And we are all moving. We are all following. We are all moving. Say, hey, as for these people, look at the way they are littering the place. But we are going.
Yeah, but you see, ordinary citizens, what is an ordinary citizen going to do about that?
I get it.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So all you do is to complain and say, hey, look at these people.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's not our job. Our job is not to arrest them. When they get past traffic lights where there are police visibility persons standing there, they will drive past them. And that's where my issue is.
Exactly.
Because somebody's job it is to make sure that there's sanity on the road.
Now, has anybody bothered to even call or report a policeman? So you see Aboboya driving, you know, they are dropping rubbish on the streets, you know. Has anybody taken a number to even report that, look, this truck has been littering the streets throughout? We are coming from Achimota, and I followed this truck all the way to Tesano, and this guy is just littering. Has any citizen even bothered to do this? Because we feel that to what end? It's not my job. This one, nothing will happen. Nobody will do it. So we are all, do you know where I'm coming from? Citizens and authorities alike, we are all sitting down, because really the thing is, nothing will happen.
Yeah, but, okay, well, I mean, we should take a look at this report on the arrest of those 10 persons, and we'll come back and talk about it.
Upon previous encounter with illegal miners, one person died. And we also know that where somebody has died for illegal miners or for miners, they believe that the gold will still appear there in the numbers. So yesterday in the night at about 2 a.m., I dispatched my field team. to the Esiakwa portion of the Atewa Forest Reserve. That is especially where the illegal miner died, and they were believing that there would still be the larger deposit of gold. Yes, so when my guys got there, they chanced upon these people seriously mining. So they were able to surround them and were able to apprehend about 10 of them. And they were seriously mining within the forest reserve. That is the portion where the illegal miner had previously died. So they arrested them, surrounded them, arrested them, and brought them down here. Immediately, they were taken to the Chebi police station, and they have been kept in the police cell. Currently, they are at Amanfrom because the Chebi cells.
There you have that report, and they have been arrested. But the question that I want to find out is, to what end? Will they be processed for court? Have they been processed for court? If not, why are they still in police cells? You know, I think that we need to become a lot more proactive about dealing with these situations and dealing with these persons that insist on doing the wrong thing. You know, we cannot go on like this as a nation, you know, and expect that things will become better by some stroke of luck. Well, we have Emmanuel Entry, the district manager for the Chebi Forest District under the Forestry Commission. Good morning, sir. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Please, your line is not too clear.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Entry, what's the status of these 10 persons that were arrested for engaging in galamsey in the forest.
Thank you very much, and good morning to your cherished listeners and viewers. Yesterday, we happened to have taken the suspect to the Operidia Circuit Court B. But our arrival, we were told to visit the Attorney General's office. So today, as we speak, the people are still being remanded in police custody in Chebi, while the EID and the other police investigators proceed to the Atewa Forest where the incident occurred this morning. So I have just dispatched my team, my field team, together with the police to go to the scene to continue the investigation. I'm told that the suspect will be arraigned before court tomorrow. That's Wednesday. So that's the update on the story.
Okay, so when you say visit the Attorney General's office, what does that actually mean? If they're going to be arraigned before court tomorrow, I'm not quite getting the correlation here.
Hello.
Yes.
I didn't get.
No, I was saying that you made mention of being told to go to the Attorney General's office.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? When you say that they are being arraigned in court tomorrow?
Okay, so we were supposed to have been in court very early in the morning on the Monday.
Okay.
But preparations were not made on time. So the time the suspect, together with the field officers and the police, got to the Koperibia, from Chebi to Koperibia, it's quite a distance. So when they got there, the courts were closed.
Okay.
The courts had closed. So they proceeded to the AG's office, and they were still remanded in custody.
Okay.
Pending further investigations and field visits.
Okay. All right. So how often do you find that there are persons in the Atewa Forest conducting either illegal felling of trees, illegal mining, or any of these things?
Okay, so the Atewa Forest Reserve has been under attack for so long, and periodically we chance upon these people when we move into the forest reserve. We realize that upon our network of informants, sometimes the informations are credible, other times too, you go and lay ambush in the reserve for more than 5 to 6 hours, and the information seems not to be so credible. But we have made it a point that whatever information that we receive, we will still move into the area that has been indicated to also make sure that these illegal activities are brought to the barest minimum, if not completely eradicated.
All right.
Right now, how well resourced is your outfit in fighting issues like these?
In terms of logistics.
In terms of logistics, yes.
We have a brand new Toyota Hilux pickup, which has been assisting in our movement to and from the forest reserve and to other places that we need to be. We also have field guards who are, they are living with the resources because they live within some of these fringe communities and are able to provide information to us as soon as readily as possible. We wouldn't say that the field guards are what we have. We have to the optimum number. I know my bosses up there are doing their best to still provide us with some of the field guards to also assist in the day-to-day activities. We also have trained technical men, myself, range managers, and other rangers. I am told that efforts are being made for the provision of motorbikes and other logistics to also enhance the operations in the forest. So for now, I would say that we are making do with what we have.
Is there any use of technology in mapping out the area and picking out discrepancies you know, of what's going on the ground without necessarily the deployment of human personnel.
Yes, fortunately, you are speaking to a drone pilot of the Forestry Commission.
Okay.
I have been given the training, and I am a drone pilot. So personally, we have been using drones to monitor the area. But I must say that these activities of these illegal miners, they are not employing the use of excavators. And therefore, it makes being able to see the below canopy, or say the ground cover, it makes it very difficult, unless the drone that you are employing has this thermal imagery, which is able to detect the heat signatures on the on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Other than that, unless you must have a drone which is equipped with LiDAR technology.
Yeah.
But the ones that the phantoms that we have are not equipped with it.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, because you're also talking to a drone pilot, and I know that the forest cover will not allow you to see the ground necessarily, and that it's even dangerous for your Phantom or, you know, a Maverick or any of those drones to fly through the forest, because you're just going to crash. Unless it's more advanced. So I was going to ask you what sort of advanced technology, if you are, but you mentioned you're using a Phantom, but that's very limited.
Yes, it is limited, but we want to have a bird's eye view of what is happening in there. You realize that having to deploy the field officers, moving in there, they are going to pass through the community.
Okay.
And these same community members are the informants to these illegal miners. So when they see them, it is much easier for them to relay the information to these illegal miners.
Okay.
Therefore, by the use of these drones, even though they are limited in a way, but it gives you a broad spectrum of what to look out for and which specific directions to channel these field officers to.
Okay.
If there are areas where we can avoid any French communities, that is when we are able to use the imagery that we acquire to devise another means of entering the reserve without having to necessarily go through the French community.
All right.
Now, quickly before you go, per your monitoring activities, how long, David earlier mentioned technology and all, how long will it take you, the Forestry Commission, to know that there are people who are not supposed to be in the forest engaging in some kind of activities?
Okay, as I rightly said, if we have these drones which are equipped with all these sophisticated sensory images and then spectral images, it is possible to know within a minute per flight. Because the signature that will be derived is going to tell you the extent of devastation. Because there is the reflection of the light is going to give you what is happening on the ground. So if the drones, the more advanced drones are used, the information will be within the minute. But the ones that we are using, we only detect openings, whereby the reflection is going to indicate either brown or black, to indicate whether it's water or an opening within the canopy. Yes. So even with that, we are still able to get some kind of information and be able to act upon. We are looking at the cover to be green, because we want everywhere to be green. So if any part of the forest is seen to be not green, it is a cause for alarm for us, and we move in to see to investigate the cause of that.
All right. Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
You're very welcome.
All right. So we're speaking with Emmanuel Entry, who is the district manager for the Citi Forest District under the Forestry Commission. Yeah. So that's from I think that sometimes, I mean, it appears that we are trying hard to do everything that we can. Now, I'm not sure whether it's an issue of economics or it's an issue of just a certain maybe laissez-faire attitude towards fixing issues, because I wouldn't go and get phantom drones that are limited. You can only see photos, right? You can't do beyond the photos to see heat signatures on the ground. But there are drones that give you that capacity. So why won't we rather invest in that straight away?
That is the
thing. You know, go to that point quickly and say, because these things have been in use for 10 years, 15 years. People are using them in other places, right? And then when we go and we buy, then we'll go and buy the cheapest, most ineffective, most useless of the range.
And then use the money to repair planes to go fight illegal mining.
Anyway, we have the director of Arocha Ghana on the line, Darrell Bosu. Good morning, Darrell.
Good morning to you, my brother.
Yes, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, what do you make of the current effort again trying to deal with the issues in the Atewa Forest?
Yes, I think thanks a lot. We are really appreciative of current actions, and I would say that they have been very strict. What we are still very much concerned about is that there are still a number of activities, illegal activities, encroaching on the forest. And I can say that all of this is precedented by the fact that government in 2017 said they are going to mine it for bauxite. So it even affected plans by all the surveillance by the team on the ground, and then you saw a lot of encroachment. Everybody thinking, let's take a bit of it, even before it's destroyed. So I would say we are seeing some good action from government now. The miners who encroached on the forest were apprehended, and we saw the equipment being destroyed. Very recently also we saw that we heard of 10 people being arrested in the Siakwa bit of the Forest Reserve. But I think that there are still a lot of illegal activities going on in the forest, and we need an active surveillance, and we need to get everybody out if we really want to save the forest. So for me, it is not enough until we really get to the ground, arrest. I mean, there are a lot of illegal farming going on. Because, I mean, people lost their farmlands due to Galamsey, and the only place they could find refuge was going into the forest. And they are still there. They are expanding their farms. They are clearing. And it's the season. They are clearing farms and expanding. And until we get to all these people, arresting a few people here and there will not make a lot of, because these people are persistent and they keep going into the forest. And we need government action to also be persistent and consistent and make sure, let the people know that we don't want you here.
Yeah, yeah.
So until that is done, we will still have a long way to go.
Yeah. So, in your estimation, what should the government rather be doing in terms of how swift should they be acting? How draconian should our enforcement be, to actually deter people from dealing with the forest at all?
Well, I think building a culture of deterrence takes time, but it also depends on the posture of government or of its allies or agencies who are working for government. And that is, once you see activities happening, you take action on it, you prosecute people, and then you make sure that these people don't return to the area.
Yeah.
Now, what you see on the ground is that the same people who you arrest over again, do the same, keep coming back because nothing is done to them.
Yeah.
And that is where the problem is. So we arrest people, we get them somewhere, get to the FSD office or sometimes the police station, and then the person is back. And the next time you see the person on his way to the forest.
Yeah.
Nothing stops the person. And so it's not that government cannot be very strict. Government can be, but they are not consistent and persistent with the enforcement and compliance. They know. I mean, these farmers know that they are not supposed to be in the forest. But the government, yes.
So what do you think it is? I mean, it seems as if we're not very interested then, as a country, in prosecuting this issue.
I think, as we know, it's always been the bane of our problem when it comes to addressing environmental crimes and issues like these. We arrest the people, eventually it goes nowhere. Only a few goes to the justice mill, and then those people are incarcerated and they are put somewhere, but a lot of people still get away with it. Now, there are several ways you can put. I mean, sometimes we have heard issues like, okay, if somebody is arrested and the chief comes and says, oh, he's my nephew, he's my relative, so maybe let the person go. I mean, if you are using people's word and affidavit so that if somebody is arrested again, this is what is going to happen. I'm sure no chief will then put themselves forward to defend somebody who has been arrested for engaging in illegality. So I think that we really need to structure the way we enforce our laws, rather than just always listening to people in power, opinion leaders saying, and we are too nice to some of these. So people will just keep coming. And I think that is what is making things get out of hand. Maybe the government is interested, but when it comes to the bit of enforcement and compliance, we always remain honest.
Thank you very much, Darrell, for speaking to us this morning on Breakfast Daily. We appreciate your time. Thank you. All right, so that was Darrell Bosu, head of Arocha, Ghana. And alongside what we're talking about, Galamsey in the Atewa Forest, we're also looking at giving up, doing bauxite mining, and there's conversations about doing it in a what do the government say in a not a sensible manner. There's a word that they use. It's like in a manner that is a responsible manner.
Yeah.
What is, I don't understand.
You see,
how do you responsibly
David,
mine bauxite in the forest, a reserve?
I see two things here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the first thing is the Forestry Commission that has been tasked with the responsibility of protecting these forests to regulate activities in the protected, look at policies that will look at dealing with our forests and preserves. How well resourced are these? I mean, entities, you understand? I mean, when we spoke to Emmanuel, he said that, so our leaders are working hard to give us motorbikes and all these things. And we think we are fighting it. In the first place, why are we not well equipping the people whose responsibility it is to make sure that people don't even go there? Did you get it? That's why I also asked that, okay, so do you have what it takes to monitor, when somebody enters the space? We are looking at individually protecting our homes. So getting all the gadgets just to make sure that even if I'm not home and someone tampers with my front door, I mean, I have signals that will prompt me on my phone to let me know that it's an intruder. Do these people have what it takes to protect our forest? Or is just an establishment to say that this is what they're supposed to be doing and it still remains supposed to, because they don't have what it takes to really do the work. If we say we are fighting, look, why can't we be preventive rather than waiting to go arrest people, make it look like we are really fighting the thing? Meanwhile, we're just running around in circles. Now, secondly, when we arrest people like this, we always talk about these are the small fries. Why are we not getting the big people? But if you arrest these people and you put them behind bars, I am a mother. I don't think that I will let my son follow any big man who comes in that, look, I'm going to promise you the whole world, because I know that if there's an issue, that big man will not be arrested. It is these small fries who will be. So yes, they are not the big persons behind Galamsey, but if they also don't have hands like these ones, who will be going down there to do these kind of jobs? You understand? Will we have the big men come to the Atewa Forest to be digging and doing everything they have to do?
But people are also very stubborn and bent on doing what they want to do, right? People have witnessed their friends fall into pits and drown. And yet tomorrow morning, they will come back to the pit again and continue.
Yeah, that one, is 50-50. But when you know that this person has been arrested, they are behind bars, that is deterring enough.